Hello everyone, this is Indrajit Ganguly and welcome to your history class. Today I will discuss with you topic number 4 from the chapter 2 history, what changed after October. Dear students, this topic basically deals with the consequences of the Russian Revolution and discusses about the transformation of Russia from the Tsarist government to the new communist government. As you all know that in 24th October 1917, the Russian Revolution accomplished and the Bolshevik party seized the power. Remember students, the Bolshevik party renamed itself as the Communist Party of Russia and the party president Vladimir Lenin became the head of the state. Remember students, after the Russian Revolution, the Bolshevik party usually implemented the provisions that were given by the April Thesis of Lenin. Therefore, most industries and banks were nationalized in November 1917. Land was declared social property and peasants were allowed to seize the land of nobility. In large cities, Bolshevik enforced the partition of large house according to family requirements. Remember students, the new communist government ended the concept of privileged sections of the society. Therefore, they banned the use of old titles of the aristocracy. To assert the change, new uniforms were designed for the army and officials. You can see this is the new uniforms were designed during the communist government of Russia. And this is the design of the Soviet hat and that were usually used by the army officials, army men and officials of the Soviet Russia. Okay, as you know that in April Thesis, Lenin remarked that the First World War brought to be an end. So after the Russian Revolution, the new communist government made a peace treaty of Brest-Litovsk with Germany in 1918. By this treaty, the Soviet Union withdrew herself from the First World War. After the revolution, Bolshevik became the only party to participate in the election to the All-Russian Congress of Soviets, which became the Russian parliament. So we can say that after the Russian Revolution, Russia is not became the democratic country. Russia became the one-party state and the communist government imposed extreme control over its citizens. So therefore, trade unions were kept under party control. The secret police service was introduced by the communist government. First of all, it was known as Cheka first and later it was renamed as OGPU and NKVD. This secret police service was generally created to punish those people who criticize the Bolshevik party. So we can say that the Bolshevik imposed extreme control over Russia. But remember students, the initial journey of the Communist Party in Soviet Union was not so very easy because when the Bolsheviks ordered land distribution, the Russian army began to break up. Soldiers, mostly peasants, wished to go home for the redistribution and deserted. In this situation, non-Bolshevik groups like socialists, liberals, supporters of the Tsarist government condemned the Russian Revolution and they organized troops against the Bolshevik. So in this situation, these non-Bolshevik groups were backed by America, England, France and Japan because these foreign powers feared in the growth of socialism. Now the question is why? Why these foreign powers interfered in the matters of Russia, right? Remember students, all these foreign powers, they feared in the growth of socialism because they believed that socialism or communism, whatever we can say, this is a contagious virus. And if Russia affected by this, then other European countries and later on Asia and other parts of the world will be affected by the virus of the socialism. So they are trying to prevent the virus and they are trying to withdraw the new communist government in Soviet Union. Therefore, these foreign powers supported the non-Bolsheviks and interfered in the internal matters of Soviet Union. and this situation led to the civil war in Russia. And this civil war caused looting, banditry and famine. But fortunately, the civil war could not last long. By January 1920, Bolshevik controlled most of the Russian Empire due to the support from non-Russian nationalists and Muslim Jarids. The civil war ended in the year 1920. After the end of the civil war, the new Bolshevik government, or we can say the new communist government, decided to look forward for the economic development of Soviet Russia, and therefore a process of centralized planning was introduced by the government. In this economic plan, the government set targets for 5-year period. On this basis, they made up the 5-year plans, which means that government set targets of economic achievements in the 5-year of period, and these target has to be fulfilled in this 5-year period. So this is called the 5-year plan. Remember students, these economic goal can be anything. It can be agricultural development, it can be industrial development, it can be infrastructural development, whatever it may be. Okay? So in this 5-year period, the government introduced economic goals for the development of Soviet Union. So this economic plan is very unique. Remember students, Russia is making itself as the socialist society. So therefore, Russia is implementing socialist economy. By this, there were 2 plans were implemented. First one, that is from 1927 to 32, and second one, that is 1933 from 38. So this is the 2 5-year plan, first 5-year plan and second 5-year plan. In these 2 plans, government decided to promote industrial growth, and you will be surprised to know that industrial production increased by 100% in the case of oil, coal and steel. So after the industrial development, new factory cities came into being. So as you can understand that after the development of industries, after the development of the factories, so obviously new factory cities came into being. Okay, now the communist government also believed that education system is very much important for the development of the country. So therefore, there are many peoples are there, basically peasantry, workers and other groups of people. They left their education in childhood. So the government organized extended schooling system, and the government made arrangements for the factory workers and peasants to enter colleges and universities. So this was a very unique technique that was, unique strategy was implemented by the communist government in Soviet Union. Okay. Now, creches were established in factories for the children of women workers. This is also another unique strategy. As you all know that women also work in the factories. So, women can carry their children in the factories, and therefore they can keep their children safe in the creches, and they can work in the factories peacefully. So this system was another important decision that was taken by the communist government in Russia. Next, cheap public healthcare was provided and modern living quarters were also set up. So these are the important economic strategies that are taken just after the civil war in Russia. Okay, in my next class, I will discuss with you topic number 5, that is collectivization program of Stalin. Thank you and have a nice day.